teaches it. Advanced manufacturing, mechatronics, engineering, things like that. That's what a lot of this equipment is to give you guys exposure for. So I was having a conversation with my little group here a second ago, and I asked them, you guys are all familiar with Tesla, right? It's the best way I can put it to give you guys an idea of what automation is, if you're not familiar. Is anybody familiar with automation? Yes, somewhat, okay. Just a little bit here and there. All right. So Tesla designed the first autonomous vehicle that actually worked properly. So autonomous is another word for automated, right? So those vehicles use vision systems. They use, they talk to each other through the computer system. They have safety breakdowns in them. They have brakes in them. They have hydraulics in them. They have pneumatics in them. They're all electrically wired. So everything in this room right here has been used in a Tesla at some point in time. Let's see if we get some air conditioning flowing in here. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn a little bit about the opportunities of automation and kind of how that works. So what's your name, man? Seth, can you press that black button on that board? And see the hoses coming out?
Which one?
So there's the button on the left, the first one.
This one?
Yep. Press it hard. Okay, yep, see? Now press the other one. Close it. Now do 1 and 2. Open, close. So that's pneumatics. So whenever you think of like a car, like if you ever go to like a car show where you see cars on TV and they got these pimped out rods and they come up real high and they come down real low and they low ride and all kind of stuff. Well, those are airbags, pneumatic systems, air pressure. Fluid power is hydraulics. Think of construction equipment, right? Then we've got robotics, industrial wiring, mechanical drive units. So if anybody's ever been in a car that drives a little shaky and you got to get an alignment, that's where mechanical bitches come into play. Not only do they come into play there, but they also come into play in the conveyor belt systems. And when you think of Amazon and the scale of Amazon, the size of Amazon, they could fit 16 of these parking lots in Amazon, right? Well, they got a bunch of different conveyors. They got a bunch of different systems going on. They got a bunch of robots. And they got this whole automated manufacturing system going on. Well, that if you don't know how to realign a conveyor, Amazon's losing a lot of money. Honda, for example, if a robot that size that is putting together, is putting the bolts on the wheels of a Honda cart of the chassis to get it moving down the line, goes down, that one robot costs Honda $350,000 a minute in production. So if that is costing me $350,000 a minute in production, how important is it for somebody to know how to fix that robot? Very important, right? So that's what we're talking about today. The importance of where life is going, the importance of the opportunities that you guys are going to have, and there's going to be a bunch of jobs coming available right at the time when you guys are getting ready to make your stride in life. So whenever we go through this, you'll see some things. So feed a container for me real quick. So feed the container, then hit start. Okay, hit start. So typically this whole system would run automated. So it gives me when I get my container. So my container has an RFID tag in it. So does anybody know what an RFID tag is? Yeah, what is it?
Isn't it like I don't know the exact definition.
Just give me an example of what you would think.
Like it sets something off.
Kinda.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Like Apple Pay or like credit card.
Correct. The tap to pay. Right. Hotel room keys, badges, teachers' badges to get in and out of doors, all that stuff. So it's all powered through an Arduino chip that receives the communication and maintains in the RFID tag. Now these communicators for these RFID tags are in every single station where you see the aluminum transfer module. So typically what I would do is I would write my order and dispatch it and hit start, and I would make a red, blue, green, purple part, pick whatever color cap I want on it, and then it would go to quality control, staging, and then packaging ready for delivery. If anything goes wrong, the station would light up red or it would either flash red or light up red, and then we would come in and troubleshoot and figure out what's going on. So you're understanding why it's so important once you get to the end of it, you start gaining knowledge on the importance of why Amazon wants this kind of stuff in classrooms, why industry wants this in classrooms, because if we go back to that robot going down at 350 grand a minute, now what if 2 robots go down? What if our conveyor's thrown off? We need somebody to come fix this, and these jobs aren't these knock down, drag out, work 12 hours a day, digging through mud to figure it out in manufacturing anymore. These manufacturing opportunities are clean, they provide great work-life balances, and they're not hard labor jobs. And they're paying a premium for you guys whenever the time comes. So if you have these opportunities and you have some form of interest in this type of field, take an avenue on it, go down there, explore a little bit, and just understand that you guys are going to be much more well off whenever it comes much more well off whenever it comes to life after education. Okay? And a lot of times these places are paying for you to go get your education, paying you while you're getting your education, and then you just work for them when you get done for a couple years. And at that point in time, you've got so much knowledge, no debt, and then now you can figure out what you really want to do. Whether you want to start your own thing, whether you want to go to a different company, or you want to work with them for 50 years, whatever it is. But these opportunities that you guys are walking into are unbelievable. I'm telling you, I'm not that much older than a lot of you guys. I'm probably 10 years to 12 years older than you guys. And I did not have this exposure whenever I was coming up at the school I went to. These AMP Lab opportunity and these career centers you guys, or career academies you guys are coming from, take full advantage of it. Even if you do 1 or 2 semesters of it, just do it. Get some exposure, hold on to it, and listen to these leaders tell you that what's coming, because they're not lying. So give me a colored part now, and we'll move forward. So whatever color we want. Let's take a vote. We want a red, blue, purple, or yellow part.
Yellow.
Purple, magenta. Okay, and now hit start. Press it, make sure. There you go. So you guys hear that air go on? So she hit start just like you did on this pneumatics button over there. So it told us to go. The pneumatics, the air turned on, powers our pneumatic actuator, goes down, uses vacuum technology. Now we're using computer technology for IT. We've got pneumatic technology with air strength and pressure. We got vacuum sensors. We got to come over. Now we're getting into vision. So now we're getting into artificial intelligence. So whenever we come over this, we have a vision sensor that's on this cap board right here that is controlling this whole system with for the communication side of it. So if we look at our HMI on the front over here, we've got our HMI should show that there's 2 available spaces. Are there 2 gray spots on there? So there should be oh, it's clear. All right, well, somebody cleared it. All right, we got to clear it then. Never mind. That's another thing. Communication. So this is what this would have depicted if I didn't clear it, was all these spaces are taken up, and we got to figure out a space for a blue lid or whatever lid. So that sensor would tell us where the spaces are. So we're going to clear the plate, and we're going to select a white lid, please. Yeah, and I'll tell you when. And hit start. Yep. So now it's going to rotate through until we get to a white lid. Oh, the first one was white. Isn't that supposed to happen? All right, so we missed, right? So our alignment's off. So as this thing has traveled the country and hit a couple potholes, our alignment kind of got a little shaky. So what would happen is a technician would come in and reset this alignment in a real life scenario. See, again, if that's struggling, everything should be smooth. You want it, when you get in a car, you want that ride to be as smooth as possible. So if this is having any type of herky-jerky hiccup, it's not smooth. We got to figure out what's wrong. Our alignment's off. So now we want to go to quality control. Does anybody know what quality control might be? Not broken.
Just a huge check on everything, any imperfections.
100%. not broken, up to standard, up to code. So making sure that everything's right. Now when we get into quality control, a lot now in automation, they're using photography, they're using vision systems for sensors, and then we've got to make sure our computer is programmed the right way to understand exactly what we're looking for. And that's all the way down to the finite details of lighting. So let's see, so we got to go, we'll go magenta pod, one filling with a white lid. All right, hit start for me, bud.
So as he talks about that sensor stuff, our second year students, raise your hands. These are the students that are writing AI. They're actually building an AI vision sensor right now.
There we go.
In class.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of stuff that, it's cool, we're taking pictures of students as they walk in the room. But this is the kind of application that actually goes to as you build those things.
That's exactly right.
That's why we brought you here, to tie in. You guys are software development students. How much do you think of this as software? I mean, a lot of it is that software things, the sensor stuff. I know this morning there was a lighting issue that we would have, that a sensor could detect that lighting issues.
That's right.
There's lots of stuff that you can write software-wise that has nothing to do with writing video games or working with data or the stuff that you, but built on through that, and they definitely need folks to do that kind of stuff.
100%. So right back to what you just said about the lighting issue earlier, right? So we can all look at this product. You guys can see it out there, yeah? So we can all look and see that this thing is, the lid is flush. We had the right color part, correct? So everything was right at the quality control station. Well, the part got sent back over here to the rejected bin. So why? Everything's right, but now we go back to the AI side of it, the software side of it, and say, well, that means the first thing somebody's going to say is our sensor's bad. Well, if you understand vision systems and you understand camera, the lighting, right? So for a good photo, you got to have good lighting. So maybe it's not our sensor. Maybe we just call the maintenance man to come over and screw in a light bulb. We got a new light, we run it again, we're back up in action, we saved our company. You did a job that took 2 minutes and you just saved the company $2 million, right? Pretty simple, isn't it? So that's where this world's going. That's how difficult some of these manufacturing jobs can get, and how important the knowledge of it is, and that's what you guys are doing right now. That's amazing that you guys are doing that. So now we can come over and we can get into 2 different stations. So I'm going to ask you guys, do we want to use the robot or do we want to use the linear actuator? Robot. Okay.
You ever have anybody not vote for the robot?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Oh, usually it's old guys.
Okay.
So we got bypass highlighted. Okay, somebody press start, please. It means we're just going to skip the station. We're going to go through. Typically, again, we would write bypass this station on our order because we know we got to get this. So instead of warehousing, so when you warehouse stuff, you're saving it, right? You're putting it up in storage. So there's a difference in warehousing and staging. So when we stage orders, when something's getting staged, what do you think that means? It's already assembled, so we've already assembled it.
It's like you're looking at, like, if you stage a product, you're looking at it and you're taking pictures of it so that the others can see it.
Correct. So more like the quality control side of things, right? So usually in production, you don't want just one level of, you don't want one thing to check it out and say it's good. You want one more set of eyes on it to verify that any deficiencies are figured out. So we're going to stage the product. So somebody help me out here. Let's go back. Click input. All right, and then hit whatever number you want there. Is it right there, number 2? All right, hit start on the green button down here. There you go. All right, so now it's gonna pick up the product, it's gonna stage it, and now at this point, so again, if this thing's running, if I put 4 orders in, and it's spitting out order number 4 by this point, it's staging this one. Well, if I need to get order number 5 out and ready to go, I would tell it to skip the staging and go straight to production. So we've got it staged, and typically what would happen is these things would light up where they're at. And we would know what products where and what color, and we could select, okay, I want to get the blue product or the purple product with the white lid. It needs to go out right now, so we got to get it out. So we got to come in, we got to go back to the main screen, output, click that one. Is it reflected there? All right, hit start. So we got to get it out. We got to get it out the door.
The button.
hit start? Okay.
Yeah, he did. Okay, he did. Damn. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Just gonna pass it on. Now we gotta pack the product. So now we're gonna get into pack.
It's all good.
All right. So somebody is pack product selected. So go ahead and hit the start button for me. So again, we're getting back into vacuum sensing, we're getting our vacuum technology, we're getting back into pneumatics. Perfect. It's cool, isn't it? What is it? Yeah, so that's giving us our pressure gauge, basically, what that's doing. So again, we're getting back into we get into vision here. So this is a laser sensor that it has to know this thing will not go forward or perform unless it picks up that this package is covering that. So now we got to get into getting it ready for stage or getting ready for shipment. So pick whatever dock you want and then hit start. Okay. And there we go. So on the other side of this, what we would have is we would sometimes have like a little Omron robot running around and have an arm on it. It'd come over here and pick it up, take it over, and then bring it back and get it ready for stage, get it ready to go. But in a nutshell, this is what the world is going to now: is advanced manufacturing, integration with technologies, but also empowering the human to come over and work alongside these robots and using the brain power that you guys maintain for on the technology side. Because this whole thing looks like it's super sophisticated, but to be completely honest with you, robots, they're not the smartest things in the world. They only do what you tell them to do. If they're doing something wrong, it's because whoever programmed it told it what to do is wrong. So nobody's going to be losing a job or nobody's going to get their opportunity replaced by a robot, because something's got to go. Somebody's got to fix this robot. Somebody's got to tell it what to do. So keep that mantra, keep that idea in your head as you guys move throughout your life. You start making your decisions of what career path you're really going to go after. There's a lot that can happen between now and 25 for you guys. But don't be afraid to be curious. Don't be afraid to go learn something new. And just understand that the opportunities coming to you guys, if you're willing to put in the work, are unmatched in the next 10 years. They are, I'm telling you guys, it's about to get crazy and you guys are right on the forefront of it. So thanks for coming by. If anybody has any questions, ask away.